Hey, what's up guys, it's Renaldo here. So before I get into this video, if you watch my content regularly, can I please just ask that you subscribe? And the reason I'm asking that is because over the last 30 days, when you look at how many people watch my content, 70% of the people that watch my content aren't subscribed to this channel. So please just smash the subscribe button below. Alright, now for this video, we know that the Afrikaner delegation went to the United States and they had discussions with high-ranking officials, and they came back with a demand list of 4 things that the United States government wants South Africa to do in order to open talks for better tariff rates, and better trade deals. Now, mainstream media has not spoken about these at all. They have not even acknowledged those 4 demands, if you will, from the United States. I'm not sure exactly why. It's just, once again, perhaps a clear-cut case of them not trusting this Afrikaner delegation that went. And I'm not sure why. You'll have to ask them. But just quickly, the demands are firstly that the ANC should condemn the singing of the song Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer. That's the first thing. The second thing is that the government needs to take a serious look at how they protect farmers in South Africa, perhaps create something that they used to have back in the day, the commando system. Now, they need to make farm murders priority crime. That is the second thing. The third thing is that they should pretty much get rid of the Expropriation Act, or at least change it so that it is willing buyer, willing seller, and fair compensation for the land that is being bought. And then the last aspect that they want you to focus on, of course, is that the companies that do business or want to do business in South Africa does not have to comply with the broad-based black economic empowerment requirement from the government. So those are the 4 things that the United States demanded that the South African government acknowledge. And I'm going to just jump over quickly here to a video by the National Security News, and I will link the video in the description below. But there's one specific segment that I want to focus on, and this is Joshua Mezavi from the Hudson Institute. Now, they are a well-respected institute, and you can go and do your own research. I'm not here to pitch the Hudson Institute for you, but they are respected and they are seen as a serious player in formulating policy in the United States. And Joshua Mezavi from the Hudson Institute had the following to say.
Well, it seems that the Trump administration has cooled a little bit on South Africa following that meeting between Trump and Ramaphosa. Where is South Africa right now with the Trump administration?
Yeah, I think they are right where I and others have consistently said they are. The meeting between President Ramaphosa and President Trump at the Oval Office was it was not decisive, let's say. It left many issues wide open that needed to be addressed by the South Africans. My fear is that the South Africans interpreted what happened as a reset, that things were okay now. They just simply needed to come up with some sort of investment and trade deal with the United States, and everything would be hunky-dory, as we say here in the U.S. That would suffice. That's simply not the case. The political issues that lie at the heart of the problems between the United States and South Africa, the decisions that the South African government and the ANC have made for decades, frankly, but especially recently, continue to irritate this relationship and make it very difficult to have anything resembling a normal and mutually productive relationship. Those issues have to be addressed. The administration, so I hosted this Afrikaner delegation at Hudson Institute that you referenced. I also speak somewhat regularly with people within the Trump administration, and the demands that the Afrikaner delegation conveyed from the administration to the South African government are indeed accurate. Those did come from the administration.
Wow.
And the administration is concerned about them and wants them addressed. So again, I think it would be a huge mistake for the South Africans to believe that just a trade and investment package of some sort would be the final bow on top of a renewed and normal relationship. That's just not accurate.
Well, there you have it. So we've got a senior fellow at the Hudson Institute that has confirmed that those 4 requirements were made by the White House to the South African government. And the question is whether the South African government knows about this, which they should, and why they have not shared this with the public. Remember the press release or the presser that Cyril Ramaphosa had the evening after he went to the White House, when he just had his South African delegation and they were talking about how things went in the White House. Now, I'm sure that at this point they should have known about these things, but it wasn't shared with anybody. And here we are now with the Afrikaner delegation coming back from the United States, and they have clearly laid out the 4 things that is expected of the South African government. And the only people that seem to be talking about this are political commentators, people with YouTube channels, some X profiles, but mainstream media is not talking about this. They aren't asking Cyril and his gang, the Get Along gang that went over there, whether these 4 requirements were put to them. Because it's really not hard. I mean, we've got political journalists that have the private numbers of these politicians that could just phone to confirm, but they're not doing it. And we've got a senior fellow at the Hudson Institute that specializes on African policy and African politics that is saying and confirmed what the Afrikaner delegation has been saying, that there are these 4 requirements. Now, on the 9th of July, that is the expiry date of negotiating with the United States on preferential rates and tariffs. And we know that South Africa has asked for an extension, but that's not guaranteed. We're not guaranteed that an extension is going to be given to South Africa. And there's also been no will from the South African government to even acknowledge some of the things that the White House and the US government has requested of them. An example of this is the 4 things that this senior fellow from the Hudson Institute just confirmed, Joshua Mezavi. Now, who is lying? It's definitely not the Afrikaner delegation. It's definitely not Joshua Mezavi. So is it mainstream media that's avoiding talking about this? Is it the government that is avoiding telling the media about this? But we need to get to the bottom of this. And unfortunately, we need mainstream media to do their job to find out whether these 4 requirements are the things that is confirmed. Because everybody's talking about it except the government and except mainstream media. But we now know that it is confirmed, because initially we had to take the Afrikaner delegation's word for it, led by Corne Mulder, the leader of the Freedom Front Plus, and there was not really other confirmation of it. But here we have a senior fellow from the Hudson Institute that has confirmed that that is what the United States government has asked from South Africa. So mainstream media, I know that you watch my content. When are you going to actually do your jobs and find out whether or not this is what was already received by the government back then? We know that it exists. You don't need to break that news. We broke that news already. What you need to confirm is whether they knew about this from when they met at the White House, and then explain why the government is ignoring it and not acting like this is 4 demands that have been made by the United States. So, time will tell, but we know that these 4 requirements has been set by the United States government. The big question is when and how long the GNU government has lied to us about these demands, or at least kept these demands from us. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Please be sure to smash that like button. Please be sure to subscribe. Please be sure to share this video far and wide. And if you enjoy my content, then please consider becoming a member to this channel. You can do so by clicking the join button below. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Till later, cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every every time you see me, you say, my massacre, my massacre.